Having recently transitioned to being a full-time-ish content creator, I find myself being kicked out of the house to work on a very, very regular basis. My wife, we only have one office in the house, which is also my filming studio, editing studio, everything. But it's also where my wife works when she works from home. So when she wants to work from home a couple of days a week, I need to find somewhere else to work. I find being around the rest of the house just is not the most productive because there's TVs, music, and all other manner of distractions. So I find myself disappearing off to a coffee shop or library or something like that where I can quietly get some work done. Obviously, not much filming is getting done there, but editing, admin, all that type of stuff, doing out and about rather than in this room most of the time. So that means I need a backpack, need a bunch of stuff to take with me to make sure I can work effectively. So this video today is about my tech EDC and what I carry around all the time to make sure I can get my work done. So firstly, we'll start with the backpack. This here is the Bellroy Classic Backpack Compact. It's a 16-litre backpack, fits a 13/14-inch laptop. It's got a good few compartments and bits and pieces in there. It's around £130 in the UK. You can usually get them on sale as well when the colour is being discontinued. Backpack's been around for a long time. I've had it for a couple of years. It's held up really well. It's nice and water resistant. It's got nice leather pull tabs, nice zips. I'll go through a bit more of the bag as I empty it. But yeah, suffice to say, it's been a really, really, really nice bag to use. Nice and light, nice and small and compact, easy to carry around. Now, very quickly, if you're enjoying the video, please don't forget to subscribe. If you like the video, most of the people watching my video, they're not subscribed, and it will really help the channel out if you guys could subscribe, and that will really help support the channel. There'll be links to all the things that I'm showing you in the description of the video here. Some of them might be affiliate links, so if you do click on those, that will also help support the channel. So thank you very much. Right, let's open up the bag. So it opens up like a half clamshell. Go through the main compartment first because that's where all the most important things are. Glasses. I find my contact lenses get dry very, very regularly, so end up feeling like I've got sandpaper in my eyes. So I always carry around a pair of glasses just in case I need them. My laptop is the M3 MacBook Air. Now, I used to have the Intel i5 MacBook Pro a while back, and whilst it was a great laptop, exporting videos from Final Cut took around half an hour. This, 3 to 5 minutes at the very worst for a very long video. I'm amazed at how fast this laptop is. It's the M3 16 gig 512 gig SSD version. Yes, you only get 2 USB-C ports and the MagSafe charger on the side, but I haven't found that as a limitation. It's really great laptop. Obviously, the hard drive inside is not big enough for most of the videos that I'm creating. 512 gig plus all of my other stuff is just not gonna hold up enough. So what I have done is purchase something which I will show you in a little while, which will help as an SSD, obviously. But inside here, also AirPods Max. If you've seen my recent video on the AirPods Max versus Bose QC Ultra, I love these. They're comfortable, really good for long periods, great noise cancellation. They look nice, and they just work really well with all the Apple stuff that I have. Obviously, iPhone 16 Pro, and this works very nicely, and it switches nicely between the MacBook and the iPhone very, very quickly and easily. Next, this could be any MacBook Pro. It's the M2 Air MacBook Pro inside a Nomad genuine leather folio. Great case, by the way. I'll do a separate video on this. But yeah, this I've got no need to upgrade to the M4. The M2 does everything I need to. It's a really great tablet, and usually I use this for things like thumbnails, writing with the Apple Pencil. Apple Pencil goes in there, closes shut. The backpack actually has a nice slot here on the side for the Apple Pencil, so the Apple Pencil can just go right in there, and the tablet can go in there. So there's dedicated tablet sleeve, fits the 11-inch iPad Pro, and the dedicated laptop sleeve as well. The laptop sleeve is also slightly raised at the bottom, so it does protect the laptop if you were to drop the laptop onto the floor. So yeah, M2 iPad Pro, mostly for note-taking, watching things, and also just because Apple has done this very nicely. When I'm out and about, this works as a nice second screen for my MacBook Air, so I can literally have my MacBook and my iPad open, and I've basically got two screens, dual screen set up wherever I am. So really helpful. So M2 iPad Pro, you could exchange this for the M4 iPad Pro, whatever. You know, both work very, very well. And Apple Pencil there. There's the regular Apple Pencil version 2, I think, not the Pencil Pro, because obviously that does not work with this. Water bottle, because everybody needs to drink water. Probably everybody needs to drink more water. If I don't carry a water bottle with me, I won't drink it. And so, yeah, I carry this water bottle. Sometimes it's this one. This is about 350 mils, 300 mils, 10.1 fluid ounces. Sometimes I have a 500 ml bottle, which I don't have here right now. I think it's in the wash. But yeah, water bottle, absolute necessity, really. Then this is where I keep all of the bits and bobs that I use on a daily basis. This is the Orbitkey Nest, and this is the Star Wars edition. So the Star Wars edition, I think they've just had some collaboration, obviously. You've got the Empire symbol here. This is the Darth Vader one. You've also got the Star Wars branding here and Orbitkey. You can basically, well, this serves as a nice sort of valet tray. You can dump things on top of it while you're out and about working. But this side here is also a wireless charger. There's a USB-C port there, plug that in, and you've got wireless charging for 7.5 watts only for an iPhone, so it's not MagSafe, it's not fast charging. But I often find myself working off the hotspot on my phone, and this basically stops my battery from depleting. It doesn't necessarily charge it up very much, but yeah, it stops it from depleting any further, which is really enough for me at the time. Going inside here, this flips open nicely and reveals all the stuff inside. So it's miniature USB-C cable, connects to this Orico SSD drive. Now this Orico SSD drive is an absolute necessity as a content creator, because the MacBook only has 512 gig storage, and I'm not paying £200 to go up to a gigabyte, £400 and whatever to Apple's extortionate upgrade fees for hard drive storage. They're just mad. This has a 4TB SSD inside. This is a USB 4 connection as well, so that's supported by the MacBook Air. And I think I'll put a speed test up. I can't remember the exact numbers off my head right now, but suffice to say it's very fast, works very quickly, somewhat comparable to the internal storage inside the MacBook Air, so you don't lose any speed. I like this one, and I've tested a few actually, and settled on this one because it runs coolest. Some SSD, some Thunderbolt 4/USB 4 SSDs run extremely hot, and it kind of degrades performance over time. But this one is basically a massive heatsink with the ribbed design, and this keeps things very nice and cool and works very well. There's a 4TB Western Digital Blue hard drive in there, and that has worked very nicely. And this plus this plugs in very nicely and keeps it nice and minimal on the side of my laptop. This also means that I can transport this SSD between my MacBook Air and my M2 Pro Mac Mini, and I've got some Velcro, so I just stick this to the side of the desk, plug the USB-C cable into, or Thunderbolt cable into the side of here, and it's now working with my MacBook Air, which is great. Another USB-C cable, another USB-C cable, because, well, you need USB-C cables. And then this is the Orbitkey cable that came with the Nest, which allows you to connect the Nest itself to power, so you can use that wireless charger in front. Great thing about this, you can open it like a box, or you can open it, you can open it in, oops, get that plopped back on there properly. You can open it in sort of that mode, or you can just remove this entirely. So you could put that down next to you, stick your phone on top, and that would be fine for wireless charging, and then you could leave this open for access. So what else is in here? So where I'm working, I might not necessarily have a plug socket. So I've done a video on this before. I'll link it up in the description and in the corner somewhere. But this is a 25,000 mAh battery bank. It runs up to 100 watts, which means this MacBook Air can charge at basically full speed. Works really, really well. It's also got another up to 45 watt port and an 18 watt port. So I can plug the Nest into here. I can plug I can plug something else into here, and then I can also plug my MacBook Air into here, and I'm basically charging everything without the need for a power bank. And this thing charges my laptop a good couple of times, charges the phone like 3-4 times, so it's plenty for a day at the office. You just bring it home and then just plug it in and you're all good. Swiss Army knife. I carry this around because I always sometimes find that I could do with a pair of scissors, and Swiss Army knives have some amazing scissors on them. Very sharp, very precise spring-loaded scissors. Added bonus, you've also always got sort of screwdrivers, can openers, an awl as well somewhere. Where's the awl? Is there an awl on here? There is an awl on here. Yep. So if you need to make a hole in something like a belt, that's helpful there. You've got a nice big flathead screwdriver. If you want to open a bottle of beer, you can do that there as well. And I don't really use the knife too much, but it's always there if you wanted to like cut an apple or something like that, break open a package. So that lives in there. This is a Victorinox nail clipper. I keep this because my nails are always just getting caught on things and then having sharp edges, which then get caught on my t-shirts and other bits and pieces. So it's just so I can tidy that up when I need to. And the Nitecore Tiny 2 flashlight. This is a great USB-C flashlight. It's got a little screen on it as well, which tells you what the runtime is. It goes all the way up to 500 lumens as well, so it's quite powerful when you want it to be, and you can lock it, and it can even attach it to a keychain, but it's a nice size to fit in here and just means I've got some light with me should I ever need it. And then SIM pusher, because, well, usually to adjust watch straps, that kind of thing, if things are getting a bit tight during the day. And then in here is something I haven't actually made use of, which is a USB-C to USB-A adapter. Not sure why I actually carry it around, but it's in there. And then in here I've got an SD card and an SD card adapter. Should I run out of storage space on camera, then that can be useful there. So that's what's in the Orbitkey Nest. Great product. I'll again link these down in the description. Bringing the bag back in. So what else have we got in here? So that's pretty much the main compartment done. So we get a good look at that now. You've got your tablet sleeve here. Got a slot for Apple Pencil or any pen. You could even fit a notebook in here instead if you're not like me using an iPad. And then you've got your laptop sleeve, which is nice and padded there. And over here is a little slot for an AirTag. I haven't got an AirTag in there at the moment. Just not sure why. I probably should put one back in, but I'm probably using it somewhere else at the moment. Moving on into here. Like I said, I don't always have access to a plug because depending on where I'm working, but this is the Minix 65 watt USB-C adapter. It's got 3 ports on here, 2 USB-C and 1 USB-A. And these are relatively inexpensive, but the great thing about this is they come with all the travel adapters. So this is a US plug right there. So if you're traveling to the US or you're in the US, this is all you need. But if you travel out to the country, then you've got adapters there for UK. We've also got EU adapters, and I think there's an Australian adapter, which because they have a slightly different connection again as well. So yeah, really good adapter, really small. To give you a size comparison, that's an iPhone 16 Pro, and that's the charger. So really tiny, especially if you're not using one of these adapters, then that's very, very small. UK plug is huge, so because it just is. So this doesn't actually fit in the Nest in the Orbitkey Nest with the UK plug attached, but if you were just using this plug, then that would also fit in the Orbitkey Nest if you wanted it to fit into there. So very nice adapter there. And what else is in here? And I just keep a USB-C to HDMI, this tiny little dongle from Dell. Never actually had to use it, but I keep it just in case if I do want to connect to a HDMI screen. And it also has a USB-A port on the side should I need that for some reason with the MacBook, because obviously the MacBook Air does not come with any USB-A ports. So that's that pocket sorted there. It's a nice stretchy mesh that's in here, so you can fit a fair few things in there if you need to. Now, just moving over to the top here. This might be a bit close to the camera. Let's see if we can do it this way. This is a water resistant zipper on the top, and it's a felt lined pocket, so it's meant for glasses or sunglasses in this case. These are my sunglasses. These are the Rove sunglasses. I'm not sure if you've heard of these before, but they are really, really good and really great because obviously such a small package can fit into a pocket as well. They're polarized sunglasses and they fold down into a very, very nice compact shape. They fold down very easily. They're made of metal, extremely sturdy. I've sat on these. I think my kids have stepped on these and thrown them around, and they do not break. So they are very, very nice. So let's pop that off to the side. And then in the front, in this main compartment, it's quite a large main compartment, and it has its own sort of volume as well. So you can actually put quite a bit into here should you want to. I think they've designed this quite well, that it has a fair bit of space there. Bellroy branding on a leather loop. You can attach a bike light to that if you want to. Hand cream, you can probably tell my hands are shockingly bad, so my wife is always telling me to use hand cream, so if I keep it with me I might actually use it. This is really good stuff, the O'Keeffe's Working Hands, really good. Put that to the side. Then what else is inside here? AirPods Pro in a ESR magnetic case. Sometimes I don't want to use the AirPods Max. Sometimes the battery might be dead on the AirPods Max because I forgot to put them back into the case. But AirPods Pro, great set of headphones. Also great when walking around when it's extremely hot and you don't want a pair of overhead headphones on your ear. But yeah, great pair of headphones. I've done a review of these before, which I will link in the description. And then what else is in here? My keys. So they're on there's this little leash that comes in the bag, which has a ring here, which you can attach your keys to. But I've got this magnetic tether, which came with another bag from Alpaca, which is attached to, which has a bit that's attached to my keys, and that just magnetically clips onto there. So it makes it it's very hard to pull off, but there's a specific way to pull it, and they'll come off quite nicely. Car keys, Airtag, Orbitkey keychain, Orbitkey key holder. This is great, just stops the keys from knocking around and scratching other things. This is also in the Star Wars edition, which matches the Orbitkey nest, so that's quite nice there as well. Just house keys, garage key, and a small tool as well, which there's a wrench there, bottle opener, screwdriver, and you can also use the slightly sharpened edge on there to cut open packages. So that's everything inside the bag and the bag itself. The back, it's nice and padded, got nice padded shoulder straps, got metal hardware on here, and you've also got strap keepers there, so you don't have jingly jangly dangly straps around everywhere. Nice and padded. It's got a bit of sculpting to it as well, so this gives you a bit of sort of lumbery support, or goes into the lumbar area of your back quite nicely. And yeah, it's 16 litres, so not the biggest bag in the world, but easy enough to fit everything that you might need for a day working at the coffee shop or wherever it might be if you've got a under or 14-inch and under laptop. Bigger laptops obviously not going to fit in here. 14-inch is just about the maximum. So there you go, that's what I carry around. What bag are you guys using? Let me know in the comments. Do you think I'm carrying too much stuff? I've tried to keep it to exactly the things that I do actually carry. I know there's a lot of EDC videos around which are just basically there so that, you know, tons and tons of things which you think, man, you're mad for carrying all these things around. But I make use of pretty much every single thing that's here on a almost daily basis when I'm working away from the house. So yeah, and I've tried to keep it down to the bare minimum as well because, you know, just don't want to carry all the extra stuff around. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please don't forget to like and subscribe. So let me know in the comments what bag you're using, what kind of stuff you got in your bag, and I will catch you in the next one.